What's on, where and when. It's the Talk of Nelson. Talk Nelson Radio. Sport. The Mako Rugby Roundup.
You're at the Mako Rugby Roundup. He played senior club rugby for the Harlequins and for Marlborough Red Devils. He coached Marlborough Boys' first 15 and has been part of the Mako coaching setup since 2019. It's Gray Cornelius, co-coach of the Tasman Mako, and Gray, with Central and Renwick vying for senior Tasman Trophy playoffs, there seems to be quite a resurgence of rugby in Marlborough. Things are looking pretty good.
Yeah, good morning. It's awesome to see that, isn't it? Not so much, I don't know if resurgence is the right word. I think if you look at those two clubs, they've managed to keep a pretty good core of players together for the last few years, and probably haven't been as transient as other clubs in terms of their players and stuff. And I think that's helped them gel together as a team. And I also think that the work that a couple of guys in those respective clubs, so T. Paulo and Q Mac, Quinton McDonald, have done an awesome job with coaching and organising those groups. And I think it's the fruition of probably a few years together and a bit of hard work. So it's really good to see. And I guess the flip side to that is that over here we haven't managed to have Aotearoa and Mako to be able to put a team together, which is a bit disappointing. And I know Waitawi have been struggling with numbers, so bit of a mixed bag over here. We've still got our challenges, but it's awesome to see those two teams in the mix for sure.
Yeah, Corny, it's Les here. I think it's terrific that we've got two teams out of the possible final four from Marlborough. It just means that the comp's a true trans-Tasman trophy, if you like. But I want to get into a little bit of the nitty-gritty of what's going on in Marlborough, because there's something in the water. And I know you've got a new Mako assistant coach in Hawani McDonald living in Blenheim, and obviously getting out and about the grounds and the clubs. How much of an impact is he having?
Yeah, it's great to have Hawani on board. The good thing about Hawani too is that although he's Southland born and bred, he's a McDonald, so he's got some roots over here. I think McDonald's in half bloody town, so I think if your last name's McDonald, you only need to be in town for 2 minutes and you're a local. So yeah. He's got a lot of respect amongst the people here, and he's very approachable and kind of easygoing, and I think that has endeared him well to the rugby people over here. That they like that sort of DNA, and he's very much a rugby man, and he's obviously been there and done that as a player at professional level and coach, but he's got a really good understanding of the importance of grassroots as well. So he's this year he's just finding his feet and getting to know people over this side of the hill, but he's only going to be from strength to strength.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Next year, yeah.
Another big addition to rugby in Marlborough is a new high-performance gym at Lansdowne Park, which is pretty cool. Is that helping keep our local male and female players keen and excited for the game?
Yeah, I think so. It's an awesome facility. It's a fair bit of hard work's gone into it. A few hours on the end of a paintbrush, and I think Dan Monaghan, who's the trainer and community guy over here, deserves a lot of credit for that. But it's a really cool facility down here at Lansdowne Park, and we just need to grow it now. We need to grow the numbers using it. We need to get a bit more of an excitement around it. Like I said at the start of the year to the players, there's no excuses now. We know we've got a facility here and there's no reason why we can't produce really good athletes. And I think looking at some of the boys and how they're going this year that have been through that program, we can certainly see that they're reaping the benefits, and we just need to grow it. So we need to get out to the clubs a bit more and schools and bring it to life.
So will you invite first 15 players from Marlborough Boys into the environment?
Yeah, we're pretty keen to get anybody who wants to be in there and use it. So yeah, we're going to really drive that next year. This year has been sort of finding our feet and getting the facility up and running. So next year we want to really give it a good push.
All right. So we've also heard through the grapevine that that gym will be the home of a Mako Academy in Blenheim, supported by the Crusaders. Is that true?
Well, I've heard that idea floated as well, then. And if it was to come to fruition, it'd be awesome. I think that'll be great. I think it'll be if it helps recruit and retain players here, that'll be awesome. But I think not sure if it'll be the one and only silver bullet. I think it'll be part of bigger puzzle, and we need to sort of have those measures within our clubs and our schools and that to keep keep boys here, and if this is a piece of the puzzle that helps keep them here, then that's awesome. So yeah, looking forward to that if it comes to fruition for sure.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty certain, Corny, that it is going to come to fruition. I'm in an office next door to your CEO and my CEO, and I hear some things through the walls sometimes. But as you say, it's really going to help with keeping players in your region and in your clubs, which just has to help.
Oh, for sure, and it's like I say, there's no excuses there anymore. If we can have a real combined approach, that's Tasman, clubs, as well as players and what they bring to the table, then it'll be awesome to have something like that and keep players in our region and also maybe even attract a few. Yes, bolster the footy over here will be awesome.
Yeah, well, you're lucky because there's two powerful brand names to attract players, the Mako and the Crusaders. So well done. There's a wider Mako training group, Corny, being named this Tuesday for the pre-season matches against Canterbury and Southland. Now, how important are these matches for your preparation?
Oh, mate, they're super important, We used to have a game sort of mid-season, which we've gone away from, which is a bit of a shame, really, because we don't, some of the local guys don't get a chance to put on a Mako jersey and have an opportunity to show us what they've got. So we're going to be using that first pre-season game against Canterbury to do that. But we kind of have to balance that with the need of getting some of our Super Boys some footy and getting them match fit. But in terms of our preparation in particular, because we're a wee bit of a victim of our own success, we've got a lot of guys out playing Super Rugby and playing for Tonga and Fiji and the like that we sort of, in the New Zealand Māori. We don't get them back till quite late, so we've got a pretty quick turnaround to our competition. So using these games to get our momentum and a bit of rhythm is vital. Yeah, it's how it's been the last few years, so we're all good.
Yeah, well, we've also seen that you can get a few injuries during a season,
sure.
And so having a conditioned and wider training group, if you like, for want of a better term, is really important to you, and you saw that last year.
Oh, mate, and especially in today's climate with COVID, you just never know what's around the corner. And this year we have a midweek fixture too, so the competition's going to be tougher this year with everybody in it to win it. So having that depth and having those players to call upon is going to be vital, and that's where our development team and our under-19 team is going to be really important to us as well, making sure those guys get some quality footy so that they're ready to step up if need be.
Gray, we spoke to your co-coach partner in crime, Dan Perrin. He was very complimentary, wasn't he, Les?
Yes, he was.
So I hope you've got some nice things to say about him.
Yeah, got a few coffees lined up for him. It's all good.
Yeah, that's right. So it sounds like it's been a long, successful association in the rugby ranks over the years. He told us he's going to be looking after the big men, which gives you the Mako attack back line. And haven't we had some fantastic players in that back line over the years? What's your expectations for this season?
Yeah, you're right there. We've been pretty blessed. So the last few seasons, my job's been pretty easy, to be honest. But again, we're victims of our own success. But a lot of guys, which is what we're all about, getting those guys opportunities at that next level. I think if you look at our attack the last few years, or even look at our whole game, both sides of the ball, we've been pretty successful under Goody and Shane Christie. So we're not going to have to reinvent the wheel too much. We're not going to change a hell of a lot. But as a coaching group, including Shane and Andrew, we've sat down and we've had a good yarn about how we can get better. And there's probably nothing really radical there or anything that might be that obvious, but there are little tweaks that we want to bring into our game that hopefully just make us a bit more dangerous on attack and get us at one place extra or one place further this year than we did last year. But it's really exciting. I'm pretty excited to see how some of these younger guys are going to go this year, particularly after a year of NPC and for some of them a year of Super now. So, guys like Timothy Tavatanaiwai and Willie Havili and Sam Molly and Anton Segner and those boys, they've had a season of Super now, so really excited to see how those guys step up in our campaign.
Fantastic, great. Hey, look, we really appreciate the time that you've spent with us on the podcast. It's exciting times, and I know the players are starting to come back into camp now, and it's now just executing the plan and looking forward to the start of the season.
Yeah, look, can't wait. can't wait for it to happen.
Good stuff. Really appreciate you on the show, and we wish you all the best of luck for the season.
No, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Fins up, Corny.
Okay, mate. See ya.
Ray Cornelius, co-coach for the Tasman Mako. So, interesting to get his perspective on things.
Yeah, very experienced coach and been around the players for, 3-4 years. They know him, they respect him. He's a good communicator. And what you said about he and Dan, I think the chemistry I observe is they're very, very close. They get on well. There's no friction there, no issues around who's doing what. I think it's a very, very good setup that we've got, and it augurs well for the season, that's for sure. Lovely to hear from him and about his plans.
The Mako Rugby Roundup. Talk Nelson Radio. It's the Talk of Nelson.